The new 35-metre high control tower will be ready for business in 2 years' time. It's needed to replace the current tower, which was built during the Second World War. The new state-of-the-art building will cost £6.5 million and be finished in expensive aluminium cladding.
Well, it's a project that's been going on for a long time, and it's culminated at the end of this period by having a new control tower based really on 3 issues. The key one is about the building is time expired. It's nearly 70 years old. Secondly, there are some operational issues with the current one that we have, but most importantly, in terms of working conditions for the staff, it's just getting so bad. So I'm delighted to say that in Tynwald, only last week, that they voted for let's have a new air traffic control tower. Well, it's £6.5 million, but put it into context, £3.85 million is that to build. It's a very tall control tower. It's a 2-storey building. There's the tower itself, and then the pod at the top with the control room at the top. Of course, we've got avionics, a brand new state-of-the-art avionics. It's about 1.8 million, which therefore leaves about 0.8 million for everything else to fall into it. So we had to obviously compare with other control towers that are being built and have been built, and we could certainly prove its value for money.
There was concern from one MHK who said it was more suited to Heathrow than Ronaldsway.
Well, it's the Isle of Man, it's not Heathrow, and we should be fit for purpose, but to fit in with the Isle of Man. I had a look around the old control tower, and the conditions that the people are working is very poor, and they do need it. The only concern I have is that when they design these projects, they don't actually treat it as if it's their own money they're spending, and they don't look towards the future.
Is it too big, too impressive for what they need?
It may be. It's supposed to be the most modern that you can get, but I just wish that they would have looked into the future to say, well, is there anything else that we can put in there which saves duplication?
So, did you vote for it in the end?
I did, because they need it. I don't agree with the amount of money, and I don't agree that it's the best plan, but you have to go and get one of these sometime, and to delay it would have meant that the people would have been working in unacceptable conditions.
The new £6.5 million control tower will be built here, about 400 metres away from the old one, which was built in the 1940s.
We have a control tower that was built nearly 70 years ago that is becoming very tired. It's no longer in the optimum position to provide the best view of the airfield, with developments going on with runway expansions, hangar facilities and other terminal improvements. So we need to relocate to a position whereby we can provide a more efficient view of the airport. In addition to that, some of the equipment needs replacing. It's becoming time expired, and it's becoming more difficult to replace equipment in this very cramped building that we're in at the moment. The third requirement comes from the regulator. The days of air traffic controllers coming to work, talking to aeroplanes and going home again, I'm afraid are now dwindling into the past, and there's a lot more requirement now from the regulator to actually demonstrate that air traffic controllers are competent not only in sitting down and doing the job, but all the backup knowledge that they need, especially regarding dealing with emergencies as and when they may occur. To do that, you need dedicated training facilities that have to be on site, and at the moment in this building we just don't have the room to do that. In the new building there is provision to actually have areas available for training, ongoing competence assessments and all the other requirements that the regulator today quite rightly imposes on air traffic control to make sure that it is continued to operate in a safe manner.
One of the benefits of moving the tower would also mean that the staff here won't be subject to the same controls as passengers. At the moment, if people leave the tower to go back into the main part of the airport, they have to be searched just like a passenger. The tower is due to be operational by the first quarter of 2010.